The best analogy that I can make to contextualize this is to think about transportation. Let's say that we wanted driving to be the safest way that you could get from point A to point B. Now, if we did that, we could pass a law that says the only cars that can be sold are ones that if they rolled off a cliff and into a lake, anybody that was in that car had to be able to get up and walk away without a scratch and without a bruise. No measurable medical effects at all. If there were any, you can't see them. You can't even measure them. They're too small to even measure. Now, we could do that. But if we did, those cars would be very expensive and they would start off being made very slow. And that might sound strange, but that's where we are with nuclear right now. The law, as it stands, states that if we build a nuclear power plant and the worst that could possibly happen occurs, full meltdown, full complete meltdown, nobody in the public can have a measurable medical effect. Yes, that might require a minute to sink in. That's the law, and that's what the way they're built. That's why nuclear grade means you've got quality that is the highest you can possibly attain in terms of reliability and mean time between failures and so forth. That's the level of safety that they're required to attain. So the point is that, yeah, maybe you don't like that. Maybe you think that's still scary to not have enough radiation to cause an effect. I mean, you can still measure a dose. You can measure a dose at a fraction of background. But you can't have any measurable harm. And so that is really expensive, and it's not something that can easily be done. And since we haven't been building nuclear power plants, they're not coming out fast. And because we haven't built a lot, we can't make them cost effective in terms of being able to do them in a way that is scales appropriately. Like the car analogy, the car that would roll off a cliff. If we did a whole lot of them, they would eventually become cheap and they would be able to be done fast. But right now, that's not the case because of the fear of nuclear that's prevented us from making nuclear power plants.